I don't know if this is going to actually work or not. This might have actually given me a duplicate, so I'm actually switching things over to the new stream to see if that fixes it. Brittany, if you have a quick second and you can go ahead and take a look at that again, that would be super awesome and much appreciated. I've been having a little bit of technical issues recently. For some reason, it decided to mess up my last time trying to go live, like a few seconds ago. It really messed up my aspect ratio, and I'll be honest with you, that really kind of drives me crazy when it does that. So I decided, you know what, let's restart the stream and hope that it actually fixes it. And I'm looking over at the stream right now, and guess what? It's still messed up. Oh my god. What the hell, Streamlabs? Like, seriously, this is so crazy because I swear, like, I fixed these settings, restarted the stream, and it messes up again. I don't know. I literally don't know at this point. Oh, I'm telling you, I'm really annoyed with Streamlabs. All right, whatever. Yeah, it is what it is. So I'm sorry, folks. It's just gonna be like this for the stream. It's gonna be messed up again. I don't know why it's doing this, because I'll tell you, looking on my stream or my screen, it looks great. Honestly, everything looks perfect, whatever. And then I look at the actual stream. This is why I have the stream running on a different screen, because then I can get an idea of what's going on and whether it's messed up or not. Look at the other screen, totally messed up. No idea why. Whatever, we're just gonna roll with it tonight. It is what it is. Hey, look at that. The looking for game to capture again screen. I tell you, I'm getting pretty frustrated with Streamlabs. I'm not gonna lie. I will be definitely in the next like 2 to 3 weeks, 2 weeks probably. I'm going to be finishing up my friend's project, and when that is done, I'm going to be taking a look at switching over to vMix or something else, because I'm not gonna lie, it's kind of driving me crazy at this point. Looks great on my screen. Look on the other screens, totally messed up. No idea why. Oh well, whatever. Sorry. Not much I could do about it. I mean, I could attempt to fix it again, but you know what? It's just gonna mess up again. So whatever. Actually, I will take a quick look through my settings to see if I could figure out why it's at least like messing that up, and then I'll give you a little tour around my factory to kind of see how things are going. Hopefully, Brittany comes back with a little report on how things are going. I swear, this is so weird. It looks great on my screen, and on the stream, it's so messed up. Streamlabs, you're really letting me down. I don't know why I spent money for it. Yeah, well, I guess it might just be time to update to something a little bit more professional, because let's face it, I like to go for that prosumer kind of level of quality of everything. All right, anyway, so taking a look at our factory, I mean, things aren't too bad. I mean, my face looks all weird, but, how much I could do about that. I'm pretty sure part of the problem with my aspect ratio is the fact that I insist on streaming in widescreen, and I'm pretty sure that that's a big problem, or excuse me, in ultra wide. So I think that's a pretty big problem with what's going on. And Brittany has given me a thumbs up, so it looks like things are good to go. So yeah, sorry, still dealing with technical issues. We're gonna try to get those worked out. Maybe next week. Well, sorry, maybe on Saturday we'll have them fixed. Probably not. But anyway, all right. So yeah. So last time we had a bunch of issues with the audio. Y'all couldn't really totally hear me. So I'm hoping that you can hear me a little better this time. Not that my voice is something you really want to hear anyway, but I mean, whatever. All right. So you can see that I've done a lot of work on this base. Oh my God, have I done some work on this base? I mean, I've spent way too many hours in this base, I'm not gonna lie. I mean, there was a couple of nights I was up till way too late, and I'm like, I gotta go to bed. What the hell am I doing? You can see that I'm starting to expand my factory out a little bit. We got some trains going. I finally got a train network. You can see the trains kind of go through there. I've unlocked the mini-map, which is absolutely awesome. And you can see I have this little train network kind of, or these two trains going through. Why are they facing separate directions? Well, I'm going to show you why in just a second. We're going to go through a little tour through that in just a moment. But first, I'm going to take you through a little tour of this base. Over there, way out in the distance over there, you can see there is a pure limestone node that I have processing and producing a bunch of concrete right now. Kind of came across that at some point, and I was like, oh wait, I can't believe I hadn't noticed that before. I don't know if it's a new node. Maybe I've never noticed it before. Maybe I have. I don't remember. But either way, it's a pure limestone node. It's pretty nice that it's there. I would like to see them kind of randomize some of these nodes to make it so, each time you're replaying the game, maybe the nodes are a little bit different quality, maybe, because otherwise, as soon as you know exactly what nodes are what, you're going to kind of go around for those specific nodes. Maybe it's something to add in the future. Maybe they'll add a little bit more procedural generation. Who knows? Anyway, so you can see I got rubber and plastic coming in. Not producing a whole ton of rubber and plastic, but I'm going to take you to that portion of the factory in a little bit. Water. Oh, thank you. Yes, thank you, thank you, thank you. Hi, PJ. How are you doing? Thank you very much. Yeah, the stream seems a little bit better today. It's great to hear. As you can see, that my face is squished because the aspect ratio is all messed up again. No idea why. It just keeps happening. I thought I had it fixed, and then it got all messed up again. Be interested to know if it's messed up on your end as well. Anyway, shows up great on Streamlabs. Thank you very much. The amazing Brittany, everybody. Let's give her a round of applause. Anyway, yeah, she was getting me some water. Yeah, but the aspect ratio is messed up. I had this issue solved, and then I had to reset a couple of settings, and it got all messed up again. I don't know. I'm really, really fed up with Streamlabs. I'm not gonna lie. You're probably asking yourself, why are you using Streamlabs instead of OBS? Well, to be honest with you, they're really not much different. The reason I'm using Streamlabs is because they had some out-of-the-box themes that I was able just to tie into, and they worked great, and that's why I was going with that. But anyway, I will be switching over to, as soon as I got my logo finished being designed, which I gotta send out all the paperwork for that. I have a bunch of samples and stuff that I need to send over to my friend to have her finish designing that, but it's kind of my fault that she hasn't been able to start on that yet. Oopsies. Brittany, can you remind me to do that later?
Remind your friend to make your logo?
I gotta send her the images and stuff. I totally forgot. I'm a failure. Anyway, alright, so taking a little tour of this factory. As you can see, we have some hypertubes set up. Whoopsies, didn't mean to fall down there, but that's alright. I gotta say, the berries are everywhere now. You can get them so easy, it's not even funny. Let's take a quick little tour through this part of the base first. So we've got our space elevator there. And then I created this little kind of hypertube kind of coming around to this side where there is I think this was a pure copper node. And I decided to create this little cool bridge, which I had showed off a little bit in the last episode. But we didn't get too far with that. But you can see this is where I'm producing some copper sheets. Way back here, we are producing some iron ore. Or no, we're taking the iron ore and I'm creating iron plates, I believe. That factory will be expanded later in the future. And Brittany is actually going to kind of help come in at some point and help extend our factory out a little bit too. I've given her some tasks to work on as well. She's currently moving her computer, so I'm not sure she's going to be able to make it on the stream today. If not, she's going to try to make it on Saturday. Which, as far as I'm aware right now, Saturday I will probably be playing Dyson Sphere program, so she wouldn't be able to join in for that. But, who knows, I might be able to change my mind, or I might change my mind last minute and decide to do some more Satisfactory. Alright, so taking another little kind of hypertube going up. Whoops. By the way, PJ, you might notice these hypertubes look just like they're inspired by Futurama, and I suspect they are. So, you can see I moved my hub upstairs, and we now have our mall kind of sitting up here. We have our sulfur kind of being brought from this pure sulfur mine. It's a normal sulfur mine, which is all the way back there. And I realized that the next playthrough that I do in this area, I'm definitely going to hook this up to my awesome sink a lot sooner because sulfur is actually really good to just drop directly into your sink. I'm not using very much sulfur. Actually, I'm not using any sulfur right now because I need to bring some more coal in before I can start producing some black powder. But you can see that, I'm at a point now where tickets are definitely taking a little bit of time to kind of go through. Let's print out those 3 tickets, and I'll take you for a little tour over to see what I've unlocked. Let's see, wait, do I have any points in there? No, I don't. So you can see that I've unlocked quite a few things so far. I've unlocked all the lights, played around with the light control, which is pretty cool. I have not unlocked the walkways or the stairs just yet. Not a big deal, we'll get to those eventually. I'm not a huge fan of them. Brittany said that she really does like the stairs, so that's awesome. The walkways, I do like them. There are certain places I do like to use them, but I haven't really started using them just yet. So for walls, we've unlocked our conveyor walls. We've unlocked doors and windows. The metal doors and walls, I just really don't use them, to be honest with you. I don't like the aesthetics of them. Maybe I will force myself to start using them. You know what? That is a goal. In this particular factory, I'm going to force myself to at least make a sub factory, if you want to call it that, of my base is going to be forced to use the metal version. I hate them, but we're going to do it anyway because I'm going to force myself to like them. So for attachments, I've got conveyor wall mounts, which I've only used those once, and I'll show you where. At some point we'll come across those. Hypertube attachments, you've seen them all over the place. I've used them in several places. Wall power outlets, absolutely love those. I use them quite a bit. They're not as useful as they used to be because you can now attach things to the ceiling, the ceiling, yeah. Which is still awesome, but I find that I use these a lot less now. So foundations, unlocked quite a few foundations, and yes, I did use the quarter pipes for something, and I'm going to show you a cool little trick about what I did with that. Until I realized today that I had put together this really great thing that I'm going to show you shortly, and I woke up this morning and realized, crap, there's a better way that I could have done this. I'm going to have to rebuild the whole thing anyway. But anyway, so, got the glass foundations. Haven't unlocked the pillars yet. We'll get to that. It's no big deal. I mean, these remaining tickets are pretty cheap. Vehicles, I've used the factory cart, definitely. And statues, equipment, haven't done any of that. But I'm going to show you a really cool thing. And if the amazing Brittany would like to come over, I'm going to show her a really cool trick that she would probably really like to see as well. So we're going to do, hold on, let me get my sound kind of fixed here. I have the sound kind of going out through the external speakers instead of through the game. So there's a really cool thing you can do. If you go over to whatever, you have going into your Awesome Sync, and you take one ticket, put it into your Awesome Sync. Do you know what's going to happen?
I don't know.
Something really awesome is going to happen. And watch what you get to do. This is a little Easter egg. I really want to know who the hell figured this out first. But so you drop this in there. Oops. Well, help if you actually drop it in there. Drop that in there, and then, oh my God, it just unlocked something for me.
The Tesla truck.
It's not a Tesla truck. This is the Cybertruck. Or wait, is the Cybertruck? Wait, what's the Tesla one called?
The Cybertruck.
Oh, is it Cybertruck? Okay, so this one's called something different.
Sure.
Oh, this is the Cyber Wagon. That's what it is. Now, what I love about this is that we've been watching South Park recently, and you know how all the Canadians have square wheels on their vehicles? This has square wheels on the vehicles.
Of course it does.
Because reasons. It is hilariously awful vehicle. But I'm going to save up the 20 tickets that it requires to unlock this, and I will show it off at some point. But it is so ridiculously stupid. I love it. I've been waiting to show that off. I've been wanting to show Brittany that forever.
That's pretty awesome.
So, got our mall here. You can see that we've got our various different components. This particular one hasn't... oh wait, that does have motors, but you can see there still is that little bit of a bug where it doesn't always render things on the conveyor belts. I feel like this is something that they had right at one point, but they've been experimenting with different ways that have really made this an unstable feature. They've been experimenting with several different ways. I suspect it's either for visual or graphical performance or for network performance, but either way, they've been experimenting a lot with it, and it's been super, super buggy. So we got our encased industrial beams, which is great. Starting to produce those a lot. Haven't really used those very much only for a couple of base recipes. Concrete, we got our steel production up and going now, and it's not as fast as I would like, but it's a baseline. I'm going to have to beef that up, and things are now at a state that I can start really just scaling out this base big time. I still have one more tier to unlock. Speaking of tiers to unlock, you can see that I've unlocked all the way up to 6. Still got the last tier of the space elevator to unlock. That requires 2,500 versatile frames, and I don't remember the other things that it requires, but I have put all of those other things in there. But I still need to grab some more materials in order to produce all the things that are required in order to unlock phase 3 of the space elevator. So that won't be tonight because there's way too many things to produce for that, but maybe next episode I'll have that ready. Drinking some kombucha. Love this stuff. Anyway, so currently working on the extended power so we can get our fuel generators up and going. Those are good. They kind of hold you over a little bit going from coal towards nuclear. I feel that oil, whatever. Nuclear. Yeah. By the way, I just found out a really cool thing that exists. Brittany, have you ever heard of nuclear spaghetti? So there used to be an item in this game. I was looking up old items that are in this game, and there's something in this game called nuclear. There used to be something in this game called nuclear spaghetti, and nuclear spaghetti is a theoretical. Actually, in this context, I'm not sure if theoretical is the correct term or not, but there's a proposed theory that within neutron stars. Sorry, I had to turn on the light here. Within a neutron star's crust, the first like 100 meters or so, there is the second most dense material in the universe that is like 100 million times more dense than steel. And it's called nuclear spaghetti.
Is it more dense than me?
It is definitely way more dense than you,
Okay.
but not more dense than me.
Oh, wow.
Think about that.
That's really dense.
It is super hella mega ultra dense.
Hella mega ultra dense.
Super hella mega ultra dense. Anyway, so extended power, still working on that. Need the frames and the computers. That was actually something I was in the process of working on last night. Jetpacks haven't started working on yet. Did unlock the monorails, as you saw the trains kind of going by before. I'm so happy that they've added Mark II belt pipes. That is awesome. Haven't unlocked them yet, so I'm not even sure what they're going to require for them yet, but we'll get to that soon enough. So, let's go take a trip down the train, why don't we? Obviously, we have to wait for the train to show up before we can go down the train, but at least I can kind of take you a little ways around. I did show off, or at least I think I showed off the coal last time. Where's my car? I left a car here and I lost it. Oh well. I always had left a car like right there, and I don't know where the hell I put it. Well, I see my other car, but I don't know where I put my factory cart. Oh well. Oh wait, I see the factory cart. I left it on the other side. Yeah, whatever. So you might be looking like, what the hell is that monstrosity that is connected to your train station? I decided to create a subway. Is it efficient? No. Is it required? No. Did I do it anyway? So, and looking down there, ooh, look at that. And this is the thing I was going to tell you about. I spent all this time putting together this thing. And after I got it put together, I realized, oh wait, there's actually a point in this where I want to have trains going each direction. And I didn't plan for that. I spent all these hours putting this together, finding a really cool way to make this work. And that's the one thing I kind of forgot to plan. I'm going to have to fix that at some point. Train's on its way back, so we'll hitch a ride on the train when it comes through. Got these nice little purple lights in here, and I actually had to do some pretty creative things in order to make this work. I'm going to take out this wall, and you'll kind of see that there are some nice little angles kind of going in here, and then there's like multiple different weird platforms and stuff. I had to do that in order to make those lights recess in there, because if you take the normal power lights, or ceiling lights, and you try to put them in there, you'll see that it is encroaching other clearance. So that's why I had to take those walls out and I had to put some angles in place. I had to do some really weird, crazy things in order to make that work. I will do a tutorial on this at some point to kind of show how I put that together. And before I finish tearing this thing down, I will. I'm not going to tear down this section. I'm going to leave this section because it took way too much damn work to put in place. But there's another section of it that I'm going to kind of tear down and make this a little bit wider so we can have two trains going side by side. And just for the hell of it, I'm thinking about actually having a hypertube. Oh, here comes the train. I'm also thinking about having a hypertube kind of going through. So before we jump on that train, let's take a look at the light settings. You can see we could change the light color, we could change light intensity, do all sorts of fun things, and you can control all those lights at once. Oh, actually, you know what? Let's go to the front car. There we are. Or wait, do we want to be on the back car? Yeah, let's go to the back car. Oops. Gotta run, 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 run! As you can see, we have some, that is our rubber and plastic production that is kind of coming in right now. One of the trains is for rubber, others for plastic. Comes out of that train station, goes on those conveyors, and goes all the way into the base. Not producing a whole lot right now, but okay, here we go, right through our little subway system. This is completely unnecessary. There is no reason on earth that I needed to create this. I created it because I wanted to. That's it. Now, this little area had to do some weird trickery in order to make that work because, let's face it, you can't have the little tube sections kind of bend up. So I had to, like, kind of create this interior thing. Same thing with, like, the way that I have to, like, kind of do these bends here. I had to create some really weird looking, like, sections there, but it works.
You made it because it sparkles.
I made it because it sparkles, exactly. And then we come out here and we're right above that waterfall. Totally unnecessary. Did not really need to do that, but, you know, whatever. It's not finished. You'll see that this is coming up where things start to become a giant mess. It was like 3 a.m. I had to go to work the next day, and I just wanted to finish this little section, so this was actually last night. And, oh, wow. Why did that suddenly just get so loud? Did you do something?
Oh, I disconnected my headphones.
Oh, crap. No wonder. Okay. I'm sorry. Hold on one second. Brittany just made a change to my setup here, and it just totally threw me off.
Sorry, I just disconnected my headphones. I didn't know.
Well, I didn't realize it was going to do that either.
Sorry.
Now we know, and knowing is half the battle.
The
Hey!
other half of the battle is?
Lasers. Anyway, yeah, it was just suddenly a giant shock. It was just like I was talking, and then suddenly it was like, hey, hello. Okay, well, that's really good to know that when she disconnects that really increases the volume of the headphones. I have a splitter on my headphone jack coming out of my my mixer, and it's very clear that I need to have a... there's this thing I used to have when I was doing some podcasting back in the day, and I didn't end up using it for a long time, so I gave it to a friend, but it looks like now I gotta buy another one of them. Ugh, whatever. Yeah. Anyway, so yeah, here's where our oil production is, and you can see our train is kind of heading back the other direction. I just created a one-way, with the trains, they just kind of go back and forth on the same track. It does limit the things that I can do with it, but for right now, I think this is okay. I'm going to be experimenting with a couple of different things. I think having one locomotive on each side is just easier for just getting your train network up and going. This is where the rubber and plastic production is. I was talking over a little bit during when we were kind of heading over here, but you can see that the rails are... How do I describe this? Remember how I was talking about spaghetti? I mean, there's spaghetti and then there's whatever the hell this crap is here. Yeah, I didn't put much effort into it. I just kind of splat it in place, and I was like, whatever. I didn't even care. I just want to connect these two things. This grid is not connected to my main grid. I was originally going to connect them so when you look on the map, you can see a nice, like, kind of uniform kind of setup. And then I started thinking about it. I'm like, well, it makes it really difficult to kind of come straight out this way. And because this is diagonal there, That means I would have to kind of come up here somehow and come over this way, or I'd have to come all the way out this way. And the problem is that this is the edge of the map right here, and if you try to go too far over, you could run into bugs where if you die, you can't get your corpse back. So I'm trying not to push myself too close there. I'm still deciding if it's really worth the headache of trying to connect these two things together. I'm not sure yet. I gotta do a little bit of thinking on that. So right now, this is going to be a giant mess. Don't really care. This little section is going to be probably rebuilt anyway, so it's not that big of a deal. Right now I have one oil extractor, 4 oil refineries. 2 of them are dedicated to plastic, 2 of them are dedicated to rubber. And that's it. I mean, they're not really doing anything all that interesting. And of course I have a bunch of big storage containers that's dropping the fuel into. Kind of take a little look over this, and you can see that they're starting to fill up. That's a bit of an issue, so either I have to start using some of this fuel soon, or we need to just keep flushing the system out and destroying all the fuel that's in there. I mean, it's not that big of a deal because we're just going to go ahead and create it again anyway. But, I'd rather kind of use that fuel without destroying it. So, let's see. Do we actually? Yes, we do. So while we're here, I guess we'll just create another pipe. Or excuse me, another storage container, so we can at least store a little bit more fuel on there while we go work on our supercomputer and oh god, what the hell are these other things called? So it's the heavy modular frames. We're going to go work on the heavy modular frames and the computers that are required in order to unlock the power. So let's go ahead and we're going to get rid of this little stand here. Connect, actually, we'll get rid of this one as well. We're going to extend this over, and you can see what I'm doing is making it so it goes really close to the edge there. Come up here. I don't have the rocket pack yet, so I have to use these little ladders. You can see how damn close that is. It's actually not that hard. It used to be a little bit buggy with trying to get things this close with the pipes, but it looks like they've made some changes that have improved it. But yeah, if I can get these like so damn close that it looks like they're just kind of made for each other. I mean, they kind of are, but let's see, let's get that a little bit there. And oops, I moved a little bit too fast to get that second one in there. Whoopsies. Let's do that again. This is why I can't wait to get the jetpack. It's kind of a pain in the ass jumping up there. You can't actually see the pipe when you're dropping in place. You just have to kind of aim it and just double click and just hope for the best. Oh, Audrey just sent me a picture. She's looking so cute. Hold on one second. I gotta text her back because, oh my gosh, she's so cute. Okay, sorry about that. I had to text her back. Anyway, I miss her. I haven't seen her in so long. Alright, so we got 2 more of these storage containers that are starting to fill up, and we're going to let them kind of do their thing. We're going to head back to the main base, and rather than wait for the train this time, we're going to kind of take a little walk over this way, and I have some hypertubes set up that will kind of send us flying over to our base. So let's go, yep, and bloop. Yeah, these hypertubes are not, they're not very even. I just kind of plopped them in place. When you're running them over this kind of a distance, it almost doesn't really, yeah. I mean, to be honest with you, I will clean it up at some point, but it's one of those where you're just trying to get from one end of the map to the other, and it's just, you're up late, and you're just like, I just don't really care anymore. Just put it wherever. I mean, that's what she said, but anyway. As we're kind of floating through here, you can kind of see how messy my little train setup is, besides the really nice part. Because the reality is, I mean, when I'm playing when I'm working on this myself, you know, and I'm not doing it for a stream, like I'll spend 2 or 3 days just connecting like one small little part. It doesn't bother me. Sure, at a certain point, it's like, all right, I'm just going to connect it, let it at least process a little bit of stuff, and then I'll kind of come back to it. But I want to kind of, you know, keep it moving and moving along. To be honest with you, I think there's a very good chance that by the time we reach, after we unlock all the things in this game, I'm probably going to start a brand new Satisfactory game for the stream. I wanted to kind of race through to get to some of the Update 4 stuff. I mean, yes, I could have gone a little bit faster than I have, but I kind of stumbled over myself a little bit. I haven't been playing in a while, blah, 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 excuses, you know. I could have done a lot better job, but whatever, it's no big deal. We're having fun here, anyway. I really wish they would have dedicated servers out, because I would love to have some community people kind of come in here and help build this factory together. Still going to do that at some point with Factorio, but right now, you know, whatever. Alright, so yeah, you see there's our train station. We're back at our main base. You can see I've started putting a little bit of decoration in place. I've got a hypertube going to each individual level. Top level is currently where our hub is at. I'm still debating whether it's the best of ideas to leave the hub at the top level or not. I've done that in a number of my factories, but I think the next factory I create, I'm not sure I'm going to do that next time. I think I'm just going to continue bringing everything down to the bottom level. But there is an advantage to use the top level, which is if you continue to use the top level, it's easier to bring a whole ton of things into that main area. But then the question becomes, do I really need to do it that exact way? Do I need to have my hub in the same area that I'm building everything? Well, I don't know. And that's something I want to play around with a little bit and test out and see what I can do. See if we can try out some new kind of strategies. So you see we still have our battery here. I hooked another battery up. You see I have 2 of them on this network. We're producing plenty of power, so it's no big deal right now. But if this, if my power goes down, this will be able to provide it at least for, so let's see, I only have 200 megawatt hours on here, so I think I'd be able to power my entire factory for about 12 seconds. No, just kidding. I think I'd be able to power my entire factory for about 15 minutes off battery. But hey, it's better than none. So at least it'll handle some of the, you know, kind of like, you know, drops in voltage and stuff. Alright, so I'll bring you over to where I was working on. Just kind of coming up here. Brownouts, there we go. Yes, that's the word I was looking for. Have our plastic and rubber kind of coming through here. See, I have a splitter on each side, and that's because half of it is going towards the top floor, which is where my mall is. The other half is going to be used for production itself. And that's pretty much where I left off. I had started working on some circuit production. And for, oh, excuse me. It's a problem with drinking kombucha is it makes you really burpy. So the next floor up, quick side note, I'm looking at my stats on my CPU, and it's definitely using less CPU usage today, and that's because well, there's 2 things. One, Brittany's not currently connected. We're not going to blame it on her, but she's not currently connected, and I left the higher priority in Streamlabs, but I also lowered the priority or how much CPU it's using for processing the actual stream itself. I'm not using the GPU because there's some issues with that currently. I'm still deciding on whether I'm building a dedicated gaming box or not, or dedicated game streaming box or not. Anyway, I'm gonna stop babbling about a lot of that crap and let's get to building our factory. 40 minutes in the stream, now we're gonna get to building. Alright, well, I mean, you know, I've been building a lot of things off the stream, so, you know, we have to, gotta keep you all updated. Alright, so, let's see, where was I at? Yes. So we have our plastic coming over here. We also have our rubber. So there's the rubber, there's the plastic. I need to get it up 1 floor, which is right up to this floor here. And I'm going to build a little ladder right here. Let's see, it's kind of hard to build ladders kind of coming down, because if you try to go a little bit further, it just says it's encroaching, but it's not. However, if you build the other direction, it works. But what I do is just don't try this at home. Seriously, I cannot stress enough. Please do not do what I'm about to do at home. Never go running in a factory, jumping off the edge of something and onto a ladder. Like that. It can go bad. Don't do it.
You mean the thing I do all the time?
And if you do it, blame it on Brittany. Anyway, I didn't say anything. So yeah, we have our plastic kind of coming through there, and then it's kind of half a floor up. Yeah, the space elevator should have been built a little tiny bit up further. Whatever. So now I gotta figure out how I'm gonna get it into this room here. You can see this is where I have my copper sheets coming in. And then I had put a storage bin here, because I was just every once in a while coming over, feeding some plastic in here. It would go out to those machines, and those machines were being used to produce circuits. But now we got to get that plastic up there. And what I'm trying to figure out is the best way to do this, and this was actually something I was working on before I was done last night. And let's see here. How do we want to do this? These are kind of in the way right here, so I don't know. Yeah, this is kind of a pain in the neck. I might have to, like, build it up really high and kind of come over these, which is not exactly what I would like to do, but I just don't see another way to do it. Yes, it can go underneath. That is another possibility. However, the problem with going underneath is that I do prefer that my conveyor belts go overhead. Otherwise, you have to go, like, bouncing over things, and it's a pain in the ass. But I think that we might have to have that first little section going out on the ground. Yeah, I think we're going to have to do that, unfortunately. I don't really see another way around it. Okay, so let's build that there. That ladder I had just built. The safety ladder. Yeah, we'll just call it the safety ladder. We're going to get rid of that safety ladder. And, let's see. Just trying to kind of align things up. And that seems about good. I also want to make sure it's aligned this way too. There we go. Yeah, sometimes it's kind of hard to, like, line this up exactly where you... Oh, crap. I hit the escape button accidentally. Nope, that's wrong. That's not what I wanted. Yeah, sometimes the guidelines just don't work out the way that I'd really like them to, but, you know. Because, like, I wish it would show me the guideline. Wait, there's an easier way to do this. And what we have to do is look at the ground, see where those notchways are, and you see that little notchway right there? That means that that's where that should go. Come over to the side, and that should be it. So, yeah, oh no, I was wrong. Went to the wrong notchway. Let's try that again. So you can see this second notchway right there. That should be the one. So let's put that in there. Give ourselves our loop. And there we go. Now that's aligned correctly. And let's see, how is that? I'm not totally happy with it, but I think I might need to move the space elevator a little bit. Either I need to move it up a floor, or just a tiny little bit, or... Yeah, I'm not happy exactly where I placed that. I probably should have placed it a little bit different, but I would have to rebuild a lot of things in order to kind of correct that. So, it's a mistake. It's a mistake in planning. I didn't really think that out very well. Oh well, whatever. Luckily, we can just slide our asses away. Alright, so let's kind of head over this way. Now I need to figure out exactly how far I can run this conveyor belt over. And we can bring it out to this one. Unfortunately, they don't end up being the same equalness, so you can see that this one only goes to there, but I kind of tend to prefer them to be on the actual platform itself, so that means I have to go one closer. Not as efficient, but it just helps my OCD a little bit. Yeah, exactly. did invite Audrey over. I'm not sure if she's going to come and hang out for a few or not, but if she does, and there's a chance I might have to wrap my stream up a little bit early, but we'll see. I don't think she's going to show up, because anytime I invite her over, she doesn't come over. Mood. Anyway. Alright, so you can see that's where I have my copper plate kind of coming in. And I have this weird splitter, so it's kind of coming in from the factory over there that's producing the copper sheets. Coming up there, and it's got this weird splitter right here, because half it's going upstairs, and half it's kind of coming in here. The half that's going downstairs is going into the mall. We got this kind of coming into that storage bin. I'm actually going to get rid of this storage bin here. Let's see, let's get rid of this splitter. Ooh, did I want to do that? Yes, no, maybe. I don't know. Okay, we'll connect that in a second. What I'm going to do is bring... Oh, wait, I can't do that. Crap. I should not have built that there like that. Okay, that's going to have to be something I'm going to have to tighten up later. For right now, I think we're just going to do that. Building a little ramp out here just to give myself a little room to kind of walk around and work. And let's see, this is going to kind of come around this way. Okay. I was just trying to see how much I actually have. I wasn't intending on running it. So sometimes you'll see me just grab a conveyor belt and just whip it around just to kind of get an idea if things are going to align the way that I want, or if they're too long. I think it might be a little bit too long, but we'll find out shortly. Now, of course, this is going to look weird because it's going to be kind of sloping up, but that's okay because we need to slope it up a little bit in order for this to connect up to there. This way it's a little bit of a progressive slope going up instead of a giant slope going up. Now, there's another way we can do this. I could tear this whole thing down. I can raise this up 3. Raise this one up 2. Raise this one up 2. And then I can have this run overhead. However, that's still going to be an issue because these are at 3 already. I'll leave that there. I'll figure it out later. I'll see what I'm going to do about that. But I think for the time being, this should be okay. Actually, this was in the wrong place anyway. I totally meant for that to go there like that. There we go. It's kind of going through the railing, so we'll just get rid of the railing and pretend that that didn't happen. This really should be a wall, I know. This little area, I'm still not happy with it. I'm not quite sure what I'm doing with it yet. I mean, that's pretty obvious, but put some safety railings here. They're not really needed. I just like to put them there just to kind of make it look like, hey, I'm being safe in my factory. Even though this factory would definitely not be up to OSHA standards.
Not OSHA compliant.
No, this factory is not OSHA compliant. There's definitely some things that they would have some opinions on. Just saying. Just a few things. Not everything. Just most of it. I mean, some of it. I mean, probably all of it.
Yes.
Exactly, yeah. Alright, so I'm going to put this here. Still need to put the splitter here, so I'm going to bring the splitter back around to where it was. Well, it actually wasn't there initially like that, but unfortunately, if you take apart your splitter, you have to rerun the things that are connected to the splitter. I wish they would fix that, but to be honest with you, I don't think that is something they will be able to fix. It's just the way that things are kind of interconnected, the nodes and stuff. They might not be able to fix that, but whatever. Great thing is we got our circuit production up and going. We're now producing circuits at a full-time rate. And they kind of come out of here, go through here. I do have a splitter here. Never mind, I don't have a splitter yet. Eventually there will be a splitter right here, and that will go out to some additional machines over here, which will be using those circuits directly. Otherwise, right now, they're coming through here. Climb up this safety ladder. And you can see we're on our top floor, and that's where these circuits are kind of coming up, going all the way down there, and then floating over there. Perfect. That is awesome. Now, we can start working on our heavy modular frames, which is going to require... it's going to require a computer, or sorry, it's going to, what the hell just happened? You just unplug something?
No.
Why did some of my lights just suddenly go off? Sorry, 1 second. Some of my lights just decided to go off for some reason.
Okay.
Oops. Crap. Sorry.
I don't know why they shut off. They just.
That's weird. I don't know what's up with that. Gremlins.
Mhm.
I'm just going to blame it on Brittany because she's like doing things.
Oh, it was definitely my fault.
Absolutely 150
100%.
trillion percent.
Yeah. Brat.
But yeah, you can clearly see that I have a green screen behind me because, well, when the lights went off, the camera didn't have enough light and, it shows a green screen. Oh well. My god, I love kombucha so much. Oh my god. I used to work with somebody who used to make kombucha. Never got the recipe from them. Oh well. Anyway. Alright, so we're going to need a manufacturer in order to produce the heavy modular frames, but unfortunately we need some heavy modular frames in order to produce the thing that's going to make the heavy modular frames, so we have to make those by hand. And I'm not even entirely sure I have all the necessary materials on me right now to make those. Oh wait, I do. Yeah, so to produce heavy modular frames, we're going to need modular frames. We're going to need some steel pipes. We're going to need some heavy, encased industrial beams, and we're going to need a lot of screws. But it looks like we need a lot more materials in order to finish producing those. So let's go take a little walk upstairs to our mall, and we'll go grab some of those necessary materials. I can't wait till I can get my jetpack. I know the jetpack doesn't really help with getting around your base quicker, but just thinking out loud. Thinking out loud, not thinking out loud. Alright, so let's see here. Heavy modular frames, still need 2 more of them. And we got a bunch of modular frames over here. We are producing those automatically, which is great. Oh yeah, let's take some of these coupons that I have on me now. Drop those in here. It's 5 more tickets until that will spit out another ticket, or you know what I mean. 5% more until it spits out another ticket, but we're just going to take some of this excess material I have over here, and these copper sheets are a great thing that I just kind of drop in here occasionally and just trash them, get some quick points out of it. We don't have overflows yet. As soon as we have the overflow module, which is very similar, it's a smart module, it's very similar to the mergers and splitters, just a little bit later game item. As soon as we have those, we will be able to put a lot more of our excess materials in here. But for right now, this is fine, so we'll drop that in there too. I'll actually grab a stack of that, like I needed, and let that continue to be produced. Okay, gotta produce 1 more of those. Actually, we probably should produce, well, yeah, we'll produce a couple more of these. This way we can produce 2 of those. Oh, wow, we're gonna need a lot more crap. Yeah. When you get to the higher level of the game, honestly, you can end up spending 1 or 2 nights just building enough of your factory for literally 1 item. So when you get to this stage of the game, it's better just to sit back, kind of enjoy the game, and realize that, you know what, you don't necessarily have to complete, building off that entire next tier during that game. The game is intentionally supposed to take a lot longer as you get up to those tiers. And that's another reason why I'm like, well, kind of itching to kind of do a restart. There's a lot of things I'm not happy with in this factory. But I'm still going to go ahead and finish this factory. Just so we can get up to that upper tier. And to be honest with you, I'm itching so much to start a new game, because honestly, I like to start new games all the time. I'm not going to lie. I might do one anyway and just, do it for myself and just take my real sweet time with it. And then eventually at some point kind of unveil it on the stream and just take over from there. But in the meantime, we will continue to work on this one. I don't know why I'm producing so many of these by hand. I did not need to, but whatever. Yeah, I'm just trying to complete that one stack, I guess. Just producing 2 more of those, and then we'll go produce, start automating some of this. Cool, there we go. Once we have it automating, then we're going to produce the 50 required, and then we can, yeah. My original design, since this little flying creature's heading this way, one of my original designs was that this creature was going to be able to fly through the base and kind of have this little like area it can fly through. I built things up a little bit too high, as you can see. Yeah, and that's one thing that I'm really unhappy with, the way that I put my base in place. I think the direction that I angled my base to, I'm not happy with, because of that same issue we ran into over here with the plastic and such. And that's another reason I'm like, part of me just wants to trash the whole thing and rebuild it from scratch. But because of the fact we're already involved in this for the stream, probably not a good idea for the continuation of the stream to do that. Alright, so let's head back downstairs. So you can see I have this hyper tube up here, which drops us right off to the hub, and then I'll just kind of take that back downstairs. I originally had the entrance right here, and then I decided to move it a little bit because it was just kind of annoying to get around. But you can see, because I have all 3 of these here, I can jump in the one, hop into the other, and get right to the 2nd floor. That's kind of why I have that. Alright, so the manufacturer, we're producing our stators right there. And I believe the floor below us, we're producing our modular frames, which we will need. Screws are being produced somewhere. We're going to have to improve our screw production, because I don't think we're going to have nearly enough screws to do what we need to do. And let's see, there's our rotors. There's our steel beams. And, oh no, sorry, oh, those are actually being produced much further down than I originally thought. Okay. This is interesting. I'm not sure if I actually want to produce my heavy modular frames on this level. I think I might need to go down a level, come to think of it. Oops, that's a lot further down than I anticipated, but that's okay. So here we're producing our modular frames. Back here is where I have some of my rod production being done. There's some screw production. And yeah, I guess we're going to have to produce some over here. So let's go ahead and start extending out this foundation. If I could not fall on the floor, that would be amazing. Again, Brittany's fault.
Yep.
I'm just blaming everything on Brittany tonight. Because she didn't join my stream tonight. She doesn't like me! I'm just giving her crap. Because I can. She's in the process of setting up her desk. Excuse you. Oh my god, I should have heard the burp that she just, expelled. Oh my god, her burp was so loud, it shook the house. I actually heard the neighbors screaming, what the hell was that? Smoke detectors were going off. Cats and dogs living together. Mass hysteria. Anyway. Alright. So, yeah. So, unfortunately, there's not a lot of room here to produce everything I want. I mean, yes, I could put 2... you know what? No, we can't do that here. We're gonna have to go 1 floor up. I was originally thinking, let's go ahead and put those, the heavy modular frame production on this level, but the reality is we just don't have enough space, and if I try to shoehorn it in here, it's just gonna be too much of a pain in the neck. If I was building a game that I was gonna take a lot more of my time, to be honest with you, what I would do is I would just go over to the other side of this little, canyon. I would just build up a whole second part of the base, and then I would just extend out there, which I've honestly done. I've actually had my, my computer production and stuff over on that side of this little ravine. I just build, kind of another little walkway going between them. So yeah, it's still possible we might do that, but for right now I don't think we need to. We still got a good amount of space here. A little bit less than I would like, but I think it'll be suitable for what we need right now. Yes, I know there was that duplicate one that was built. I'll fix that later. Another reason why people ask, why do I use the big foundations a lot? Well, it's a lot easier to aim and put down a whole crop load of them really fast. You don't have to aim nearly as accurate as you do with these smaller 1 meter tall beams, or foundations. There we go. Cool. Yeah, that wire's going through the floor. We're going to ignore that for right now. Fix it later. Okay, let's build. Oops. Let's build this out a little bit more. So I'm still trying to figure out exactly where I want to put these first set of machines. Got several different holes in the floor here for going to various levels. I think I'm just going to go over and start building them right about... Really not happy with the placement of some of these. Okay, to be honest with you, we can just get rid of this ladder. We don't have to have that right there. That just happens to be where I had it. I can just put another ladder there if I need to. We have our heavy modular frames. Oh, there's also the reinforced iron plates there. So let's go ahead and let's fill this in, and then we will take out some of that floor later if we need to. I know a lot of the base is starting to look a little bit boring with just a whole bunch of really open, wide levels. But as I get a little bit closer to figuring out exactly how I want to have this base, I'm going to start producing some kind of walls to separate each little segment of my factory or whatever. However you want to phrase that. Alright, so let's see here. Why is it showing the arrows for all of those? I think that's a little bit absurd, but you know what? I'm not going to complain because it's actually not that bad to have all those there. Alright, so I need to remember the recipe. So I am actually going to kind of bring it down over this way so I can bring in the items that I need to either up or down in this corner here. So we're actually going to point this manufacturer the other way. And wow, we are just barely enough room for the ceiling. We're going to place this right about here. There we go. This is going to be for our heavy modular frames. So we need modular frames, steel pipes, encased industrial beams, and a metric crap load of screws. Not an imperial crap load, a metric crap load. Just want to make sure that's very clear. Wow, look at how close that thing is to the ceiling. Yeah, that is definitely not OSHA approved. And that's another thing. The next time I build a wing for this part of my factory, I think I'm going to build this section a little bit higher up. So it'll be 4 walls up instead of 3. 3 is typically what I do, which is great for a lot of things except for these really big machines like this. There we go, give that a little bit of power. And the great thing is, since we're here, we can actually just manually feed a little bit of it in there and let it produce a little bit for us. I'm not going to put everything in there, but just enough for it to produce a little bit. Cool, so let's start connecting this up. I hope that there should be enough room here. This might be cutting it a little bit close, but I think this should be okay. There's our modular frames there, and we're going to put a splitter on there. That is going upstairs for a little bit of the research that I was doing, and additionally for going up to the top floor for our mall. So let's put this right here. Bring that upstairs here. There we go. Yeah, I guess it's okay for right now. That means that this splitter is going to probably end up going, yeah, this is really close. I don't like that. This is too close. I need to back this up just a little bit. I'll tell you, when working with these big ones, yeah, that's what she said. Working with these big manufacturers, if you build things just too close, you're just not going to have a good time. And it's just going to be a pain in the ass to work with. So better off just give yourself a little bit of room to work with, and it'll work out better in the long run. So let's see, I'm going to put this right here. Alright. And The reason why I need to give myself a lot of room is because we're going to go like that. And you're like, wow, why are you going that way? That's kind of stupid. Well, because we can just go ahead and do this. Which is one of those things I had mentioned before. Either we could center up the splitters so they all kind of connect through the center, or we can kind of put them off to one side. For these larger ones, I just think it looks kind of cool having them kind of split out like that. You can also do it based on the center if you want. I think you can do it based on the center point of these. I don't know. Yeah, you can do it based on the center point. So we could do that as well. You know, I think the last time I did it was not based on the center point, so let's do center point this time. Got to keep it, you know, fresh, different, interesting, and stuff. Cannot forget about that and stuff. Now, of course, as we're placing these splitters up here, I am keeping in mind that I might have to take some of these splitters out because depending on which way I end up bringing these resources in, but that's not that big of a deal because at any point you can just remove one of these and put a new one back in place. This game does not care about the physics of things floating in midair, which is definitely convenient for us. Yeah, so I'm not sure. I don't know which one I like better. I mean, I tend to do the left or right side, or, you know, one side kind of split instead of doing the both directions. But yeah, please do me a favor. Like, let me know what you think in the comments, or, you know, let me know in chat. If you have one method that you prefer over the other. Yeah, I think I really like the left versus kind of having the center point. But you know what? No, I really don't like this. You know what? I'm going to have to go back to the way I just had it. Sorry, I don't like it. It looks too ugly, and it's just really driving me nuts. I don't know. Well, yeah. Okay. Now that we're recreating this for the third time, because, you know, let's face it, seventh time is the charm. I got that in the right spot, did I? Yes, I did. There we go. I know, I feel like this just looks a little bit more orderly. You know, doing the split in the center looks great when you're using the assemblers or the foundries, but when you're doing these, I think it just looks too messy. Yeah, and another thing is, you know, if I would have aligned this a little bit different, I might have actually kind of built this so it was in a little bit different spot. I could move that over just a tiny little bit. Yeah, and I'm going to do it 'cause it's going to drive me crazy if I don't do it now. Is it worth the energy? Yes, it is. I should have actually kept an eye on how many over I needed to move. I think it was two spots, but I guess we'll find out in just a second. Is that right about the same point? Yes, that is good. Cool. There we go. Yeah, it was just going to kind of drive me crazy if that wasn't even. It's not that big of a deal, but, you know. Now, I did put that, the stackable, I had to look at the name of that thing, stackable conveyor pole. I put that there only to get the conveyor that goes up and down in place, and then once it's in place, we can just destroy it and get rid of it. Connect a splitter directly in there. If we want to do some cleanup on that particular part, we can do that later, but because of that one right there, you know, it's kind of tough. I mean, of course, physics-wise, you would obviously want to have that base in place to kind of help support it, but, you know, physics, you know. I try to make things look a little bit realistic, but, you know, whatever. Alright, cool, so we got that connected, so let's see what else we need. Let's go back to selecting our heavy modular frames, give this thing some power. Where I know I had a power connector here somewhere. There it is. And let's see, got our steel pipes. We'll connect some of those up. Bunch of screws, cool. Let that thing produce a couple, it's totally okay. Now let's see where our steel pipes and encased industrial beams are. I don't know. I don't remember what floor those were on, but I do know that our pipes are right over. Oh wait, I thought they were over here. They are over here. Yeah, they are. Yeah, right here. Oh my god, what did I do here? Yeah, you can see that this is why I say when you're building things, try to give yourself some extra room. Otherwise, you end up with things like, holy crap, look at that. Yeah, I remember when I was building this, it was like, yeah, this was a weird roundabout way to do it, but I really needed to have the splitter here because half of it's being used for supply, for producing some material for something else. It was a dependency for something, I don't remember what. And the other half is being used for our mall. And let's see, I have it going out to that next floor, and I don't remember what the heck I'm doing on that floor to use that. So let's kind of fly up to that floor and take a look. Oh yeah, that's right. I was using it for the stators. That's what it is. Okay. So yeah, half it's being used for the stators. You can see we're still having a bit of an issue with... Uh-oh.
Really?
I knew I suddenly, like, I was sitting here and I was like, wait a minute, is that really a flashlight? Like, what the hell's going on? And then I turned a little bit and I saw the player icon. I'm like, that's gotta be Brittany. I guess she connected. I just didn't even realize it. But yeah, you see you're having a little bit of an issue with, hi Brittany.
Like 10 minutes trying to figure out where you have everything. I can't find your building so I can get me a Xeno basher.
Oh, well, you should go to the mall, which is on the 3rd floor.
Yeah.
4th floor. Top floor.
I'm working on it. Where is your main building?
You're in it.
No, the first building you start off with. I forget the name of it.
The hub?
The hub, yeah. Where's
The hub is on the top floor.
Okay, gotcha.
So, go out to the... Where are you?
Found it.
Okay, she found it. Sorry, you can't hear her. She doesn't have her microphone hooked up. We were going to connect her to the microphone, but then we realized, oh, wait a minute. Kind of sort of forgot something, that the XLR cable I had purchased for her is just not nearly long enough. I had purchased like a 7 or 8 foot XLR cable, but she's on the other side of the room now, so I need to buy a much longer XLR cable. I'm going to order that after the show. Maybe we'll have it for Saturday. I don't know. We'll see. Brittany's going to go work on a couple of things. I had given her some little tasks. Go work on some production, some things, so she's going to go off and do that.
You actually didn't tell me what you wanted me to do, but I'm not anywhere near the point of doing that yet. So.
Okay. No, she was asking like what I actually wanted her to do, even though I told her. I'm just giving her crap. But no, I mean, if Brittany would like to, she can go off and produce some iron plates and some, iron rods and... Oh, you know what? I'm going to need a lot of screws. So you know what? If you want to work on some screw production, create a factory for creating screws, that would be awesome. I have an alternate recipe which takes iron ingots and produces screws without having iron rods in the middle.
Awesome. I'll look at the alternate recipe.
Cool. Alright, so... Yeah. So we have those pipes there. Now we got to kind of come back down to this other floor. And... you can see we have them kind of coming through that mess. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to add an additional splitter here, which I don't know if I actually can because, yeah, this is going to be kind of tight because you can see that I have that right there like that. So I don't know if I'm going to be able to put a splitter here. Oh, wow, I actually can, even though it's going to kind of come out of the wall a tiny little bit. Or does it? No, you can't even really see it. I mean, you can sort of, whatever. We'll ignore that for right now. Yeah, so let's go ahead and first I'll leave that there for right now. I'm going to put a couple of walls here because I do plan on trying to run this a little bit cleaner. And what I'm going to do is run another one of these walls kind of coming up here. And then we're going to put a conveyor lift right here. Because I'm going to run some more walls kind of coming this way. And we're going to attach those pipes coming around on the walls. And I'm going to put another one right here. I'm going to kind of seal ourselves in a tiny little bit. Well, yeah, actually I'm going to put this right here, get rid of this ladder. And yeah, it's kind of sealing ourselves in a tiny little bit, but, you know, just kind of hiding some of that rock. Don't really need to hide it. I just try to make our base look nice and clean and tidy and stuff. Especially up against the rocks, you can see that, like, for right here, I built out, so it's, you know, oh wow, I just saw the batteries turn on. Wow, that's kind of a cool animation. You come check out the batteries are actually on right now. So that is good to know. The batteries are...
Looking?
Now, oh, there they go.
Oh, yeah.
So I want to kind of take a look and see what they're showing. But yeah, you can see they're flapping a little bit. So basically what's happening is that we are right on the edge of the... as soon as we connected that manufacturer, we started riding on this edge. And that's, you know, the good thing about these batteries is that it makes it so otherwise our factory would have just hit a fuse and popped. And that would have been it. Then we would have had to spend the rest of the session kind of going around trying to build a lot more coal factories. I think this should be good. I mean, we're right at the edge. We'll only be able to connect one of those because then I will have to go connect some additional coal factories, but we'll have to do that. I'll do that after the stream. Luckily, I have 2 of these, so that'll support us through the rest of the stream without problem. But that is cool to see them flip on for the first time. I'm just happened to be there at the right moment that it did that. Alright, so let's head back over to our second floor. Second floor, hardware, children's wear, ladies' lingerie. Ooh, good morning, Mr. Tyler. Going down. Anyway, yeah. Anyway. Oh my god, that song is so old. Brittany's so young, she's probably like, what are you talking about? Brittany, do you know that song?
Didn't hear what you were talking about.
Cool.
I'm still trying to figure out where you have all your supplies.
I told you it's upstairs near the hub.
Well, there's not rods up there. There's no reinforced plates.
Oh. Well, I didn't finish connecting those, I guess.
Okay, but that's my point. I've been looking for like 10, 15 minutes.
Rods are still probably on the bottom floor. Reinforced iron plates are probably on the second floor in a storage container towards the center. Yeah, sorry, I don't think I finished connecting those yet.
Okay, I'm just running around, just trying to figure where things are. Don't worry about it.
It's all good. You can just ask and I can help you. Oh wait, crap. I have to do that next time she's there. Next time she's nearby, I'm gonna have to do that to her. Yeah, that right there. She'll know what it is next time it happens. Anyway. Alright, so, yeah, let's go ahead and finish bringing this around. Building a couple more walls here, only because I'm right here, and why not? And this is essentially how I've been trying to, you know, put some of the finishing touches on my base, is by anytime I'm in these areas and I'm like, alright, well, I don't like how that's currently sitting, you know, or I have to finish connecting something up. That's when I start putting some of the finishing touches on my base. See, that's exactly what I know it was. It was Brittany's fault that those batteries kicked on. Now, essentially what it was, she was grabbing a bunch of supplies out of the malls, and then that tripped on a bunch of the production to start manufacturing some things that were that had already been produced a lot of, and that's probably why the batteries flipped on. So.
I didn't take much, but it was enough.
Yeah, just a tiny little bit, just to kind of kick all those extra on. But you know what? It's already proof that that was actually a really great idea on Coffee Stain Studios. You know, I'm very glad that they added that feature, and it's proof that that was a great decision. Because otherwise, in the past, it would have tripped a breaker, and then you would have heard me cursing and screaming, and, well, cursing and screaming, perhaps. Alright. So, Yeah, I mean, a little bit of the rock face will be popping through there. I could close off a little bit further. I don't really care that much about it. It's fine. But it still looks, I mean, it still looks a little bit organic as, hey, this thing is still kind of there. If you've ever been to an office in San Francisco, you will definitely find very commonly that there are offices that have that, like, raw concrete kind of look to them, or that, just raw brick kind of look. And that's totally okay sometimes. Just kind of show those natural elements to something. You don't always have to cover it up. You cover up a lot, but sometimes you don't have to. Sometimes it just becomes part of its charm. Why am I snaking this thing around like this? Because I can. Actually, I don't really need to, but yeah, I mean, this is an example of where, like, okay, if I were to close this off a little bit further, we'd lose a little tiny bit more space. But then I would also have to do a little bit crazy conveyor wrapping, kind of like I did there. So instead, what I'm going to do is just drop one right here, drop another one right here, and I'll just run these conveyors kind of going like this. So, it still looks kind of cool the way it is. It's going around that little kind of, whatever the heck you want to call it, that thing. I'm not going to spend a lot of time extending all of my walls out because I don't want to bore people just doing that. But I'm going to extend out just a little bit more, just enough to make it easy to attach our conveyors as we need. You see, I'm actually kind of running it this way to figure out exactly how long I can go with this. Yeah, you can see I do a lot of copy paste just because it's easier and I'm lazy. Me lazy? That's impossible. There we go. Yeah, this is going to be a little bit, I do want to sneak it around, and I think this one will probably just go into that third layer there, third level there, because it's already at that height anyway, so that's totally fine. I just want to bring it in the back of that conveyor. Oh wow, totally out of material there. Luckily, we are producing our steel beams right here. So I can just go and just pull them right out of the machine instead of going upstairs to grab them out of there. Normally I would go up to my mall to grab them, but luckily since we're right here, we don't have to do that. And that would probably flip on the batteries. Let's see. It didn't. Okay, that's weird. Alright, whatever. Actually, I really think it was probably that manufacturer that flipped on that caused that. Because the manufacturers do require a lot of power compared to the assemblers and stuff. Kind of run that around, and this one will go into that third level there. Cool. Kind of sneaked around the outside there. That's awesome. Cool. Perfect. Now let's see what other materials we need in order to finish up. So we need screws, and we're going to, well, we need a lot of screws, and we will need to connect in our encased industrial beams. Actually, I'm going to go grab some medication. I will be back in just one moment. AFK for just one moment. Okay, I am back. And,
Guess who's back?
yeah,
Back
guess
again.
who's back? Blah, blah,
Julie's
blah.
back.
Alright, so, let's see, where did we leave off? We need to get some. I knew there was some sudden, Oh, hey, come here.
Yes, I know that trick too. I was actually doing it before when I was trying to get your attention.
Were you?
Yeah.
Oh, she was trying to get my attention by doing that before. Anyway, alright. Okay, so, yeah, I gotta hook up the screws and, encased iron beams. Yeah, I'm unfortunately, struggling with a headache again tonight, so I had to go take some medication for dealing with that. I've just been having some really bad problems with that recently, so, yeah. But I'm going to try to push myself to go till 9 o'clock, and then that will be the end of the stream. But I'm going to try to get at least this thing connected tonight. And plus, I got to go work on my friend's project, which is doing a dress rehearsal of it tomorrow, so I need to have my stuff done. Yes, I'm actually working on code for a show. Second time I'm doing it. Takes a lot of work for these, but trust me, it's awesome, and I can't wait for people to see it. Alright. So let's see, encased industrial beams. I don't remember where the heck I'm producing those. I do remember that they require concrete, and they require steel beams. I feel like they're being produced over here somewhere. Maybe it's up one floor. They're not there. Those are my stators, okay. Where the, oh, those are the rotors. Oh wait, no, these are not rotors. These are motors being produced. And, oh my god, I don't know where the hell these are. Wow, this is crazy. I swear, like, one of the things I gotta do with one of my later factories, maybe I'll do this on one of my next ones, so I'll plan out a little bit better about exactly where I'm positioning things and try to put things together in such a way that it's a little bit easier to remember where the hell things are, because I can't remember where the hell my encased industrial beam production is.
I think I saw some of that on the floor down.
Yeah, it was just on the floor down. Oh, you know what? It might be on the second floor. I have to go down one more floor. Wow, this is like... it's a nightmare around here in some places. Oh, you mean the floor down from where you are right now?
Where I was at. I think it's here.
Because I'm on the same floor you are right now.
I'm gonna go down the next floor and I'll look. I'll let you know if I see it.
Okay. Wow, that's crazy. How many factory engineers does it take to find your encased industrial beams production?
A lot.
It's not a joke, it's the reality.
It's not down here, so I think it's up there.
We both can't find it. Oh my god, this is so ridiculous.
I did see.
Oh wow, nice. I have a ladder going nowhere. Awesome.
Yeah, I think I found that one. That was funny.
Good job. Why'd you put that ladder there? Alright, what we're going to do is we're going to reverse engineer this. We're going to go back up to the top floor. Or wait, do I have production of that going? I swear I have production of it going somewhere. Alright, there they are coming out. Okay, so that's them right there. Coming up there, going there.
Do we know where
And, okay, there's that.
I'd like to get some.
And, let's see, what floor is that on? Oh, it was right. It was on that floor. This is why I need the jetpack, so I stop taking damage every time I fall. Ah, I see where they are. Right here. They're on the first floor. Or second floor. First hypertube floor. That's these floors don't actually make any sense, so that's another thing I need to fix on this. It's not the ground floor, it's the next floor up. So if you take the hypertube that is to the right, you will end up exactly where the production of them are. Yeah. Alright, I'm at them right now, and interestingly... Ooh, are we not... Is this one not turned on? Weird. Did I turn the production for these off somehow? That's weird. I guess I turned... Oh, I only have 2 of them on. That's what it is. Because we weren't producing a whole lot of them right now. Yeah, that's what it is. Okay, cool. So I found these. Now I gotta remember where the hell the thing was that I was just working on. Which is back there. Okay, good. Now, how do we get this over there? Let's see, because we have our pipes kind of coming across that wall here. So I guess we could do a similar thing over here, and what we'll do is we'll just put another level of this wall mount thing. We'll go up 1. So let's see, let's put this one right here. Go all the way down over here, connect another one over. Why is it not giving me a target? Come on, target! There we go. I think that might be a little bit long, but for the purposes of what we need to do, I think this will work for right now. Might have to move that. Okay, perfect, good. I have to extend this wall out a little bit further. Extend this wall out a little bit further, and then we can run. I mean, you can kind of see what I'm doing, which is basically going to be bringing those around on the conveyor belt around on the outside of that wall. I prefer to run them on the outside of the walls. This way it kind of keeps things out of where you're going. I mean, because things like this, yeah, at least you can walk underneath it. But then when you have things like this, you have to jump over in order to get to the other side. So there's 2 main, 2 different, well, okay, there's 3 ways you could run things like this. You can either do bottom fed, which is super clean, takes a lot longer to produce. You could do top fed, which I think looks a lot messier. It's not as bad as bottom fed, but it still takes a little bit more time than it would take to just run them on the floor. And then you have the just running it on the floor. You can see that's pretty much the one that I went with, which is the running it on the floor method. Oh crap, that's going to be in the way. Damn it. I had a feeling that was going to be the case. Crap. Okay, so we're going to have to get rid of this right here. Then we can connect those up, and then I'll just have to... Yeah, unfortunately I got to run them on like that. Yeah, because that thing was right there. Oh well. Yeah, you can see I had put that the conveyor lift there in order to kind of give me some room to kind of run them underneath here. Still have the room. I don't like things angled like that. I think it looks a little bit sloppy sometimes, except for when you have situations like this where it obviously has to be running like that. But alright, so we got that there. Let's continue to run this. Let's see, let's put a splitter right here. Oops, don't want to get rid of that wall. Let's keep that wall. And we'll keep that merger in place. I think this is actually pretty good because we can have, coming out of that merger, we can go right into this. Ooh, wow, I can't believe it let me build that there like that. It's kind of surprising. Okay, so we could have that coming out of there. Is it not going to let me do that? Oh, come on. You should let me do that. I've done this like 100 times before. Why is it not letting me do that? That's a bummer. I've done that a number of times, and for some reason it's not letting me do it today. And we'll go out 1 and hope that that's... Oops, crap. See, that's why it's so bad to build things so close to the damn wall. You end up getting sucked out of a tube suddenly. Oh well. Okay, let's try this again. Okay, that's still too close. Let's try this again. There we go. Damn it. I should have known that that was going to be an issue. Ah, crap. Oh, wait. I can do this here. Oh, that's because this is going into a merger. Oh, I totally messed that up. Okay, so let's get rid of that. Get rid of this, that, and that. So what it was, I was trying to... I had my order of my mergers and splitters completely messed up. What I wanted to do was have this merger... so those mergers are going to be kind of coming out. Oh crap, that's kind of still an issue. We do need to still have a merger to get this one additional machine here. So we'll have the output kind of coming... Still need to have it coming out this way. And then we can have a... I'm not going to connect these two machines yet until I get the rest is kind of connected. Let's put a splitter here. Give ourselves that one space. Coming out of the merger into the splitter, out of this splitter into there. So kind of backtracking just a little tiny bit. Now I can connect these because I know we're going to have enough room for that. Famous last words, I know. And then we can put a conveyor lift here. Unfortunately, we're going to have to kind of snake it around. Actually, no, we can just do it this way, and then I'll just move this over just a tiny little bit. Because I'd really rather not have this kind of snaking backwards. Because it just looks a little bit cleaner to kind of do it this way. But unfortunately, this is so close. Ah, damn. We're not going to be able to put it there. We can go over one more. And that should be enough to do that. Is that enough? Oh, it's on the same level. That's why. Okay, we can fix that. We'll just get rid of that conveyor lift. Put another conveyor lift in, but we'll just go up one. There we go. Okay, now that's lining up. Okay, there. Now, I actually could have moved this in one more, and I'm going to do that just because I'm kind of curious. I think that's what was causing the issue, the fact that it was trying to, like, yeah, that's what it was. It was trying to, like, spaghetti itself around because, like, the levels were like this, and it was trying to, like, snake it up like that. But once they're on the same level, you can make a really tight kind of turn there. And there we go. That'll be our encased industrial beams coming up around. And it's going to go right underneath our pipes. Connect a lot of these things the same way. And then we'll go over to that other side, and this one will actually be on that top splitter. Put all these in place just like we did with the last one. Oh, this is actually up too far. I had a feeling I was putting that up too far, but sometimes it's hard to figure out exactly where things are placed when you're on the ground because it's a little bit deceiving to figure out the exact height of things. But there you go. Let's put another one there. Actually, you know, let's go ahead and drop a couple more of these conveyors in place in all the places that we're going to need. And this way we can just drop all of the additional conveyors in place all in one shot without kind of bouncing around a lot. Yeah, it means we kind of have to walk back and forth a little bit, but that's okay. Get a little bit of exercise. I know, exercise in a video game. Actually, believe it or not, a couple years back, my doctor was like, you know, you need to get more exercise. I'm like, all right, cool. So I went home that night and started playing some Beat Saber. Went back next time to the doctor's, and this is not a joke, by the way. It sounds like a joke, but it's not really a joke. The doctor's like, hey, so are you getting any exercise, Jolene? And I was like, yes, I actually was. Cool, what'd you start doing? I was like, well, start playing Beat Saber. And the doctor's like, what's Beat Saber? And I told him it was a VR game, and they're like, well, that works. I thought the doctor was going to be like, well, that doesn't really count. But the doctor was like, no, that absolutely counts. Like, you're actually exercising. And I was like, yeah, I mean, look at how many calories I was burning per minute. You can actually look up. There was a website that had done the calculations on various different games and how many calories per minute, per hour, whatever the frequency was, that you would actually burn from different various games. And they had Beat Saber, and they had all these different kind of games together. And it's a surprising number of calories you can actually burn by playing a lot of these games. So why would you not want to play games? Like, seriously. Okay, now we just need to get our screws connected. And I think that'll be just enough time to get that connected before the end of the stream. And I do know that on the bottom floor here, I have a little bit of production of screws. Not nearly enough, though. I have a little bit of production that I can steal off of. But to be honest with you, like this production right here, I have it being split in several different ways right now. But I'm going to be honest with you, I need to completely overhaul and rebuild my screw production. We need a lot more screws. You always need so many more screws. I know that sounds so dirty. That's not what I'm trying to make it out to sound like. But yeah, you need a lot of screws in this game. So yeah, we're just going to kind of steal some of these off here for right now. And yeah, after the stream, I think that's going to be one of my tasks, is to go through and completely gut and replace the entire screw production. But now that we have the, train network up and going, there is a couple of areas that there is a bunch of iron nearby, and I will set up a screw kind of little facility there. I'll actually work with Brittany on it because I think she might actually have fun working on it together with me. Probably work on it this weekend, but or who knows? I don't know. I gotta work on my friend's project. But yeah, like once I have that up and going, that will completely replace and deprecate this existing system. Okay. Oh yeah, by the way, I did find a small fix for some of the lights. You might notice that my lights look a lot different than they do in your game, possibly. And what I did is I loaded up the console. I said it's R.I adaptation quality to 0. Once you have that set to 0, go into options, gameplay. Nope, sorry, options, video. Then go to gamma. I currently have mine set at 2.3. You're going to have to adjust it to your taste. You're going to have to adjust it to your monitor and such. But it makes it a little bit more bearable than it was. Previously, it's dark as crap in here. You can't find anything. But this makes it a little bit more tolerable. The lights are still very harsh. They have super harsh shadows. This is actually worse than it was the other day. I know there was a patch, so it's possible they might have patched around what I have done, because this looks very different than it did before. But let's go ahead and set that back to 1. And let's see, setting it back to 1, and actually, was it at 1 or 2? I don't remember. Setting it 1, and then that doesn't seem to have an effect anymore. So yeah, they have definitely changed something. Yeah, I don't like how this is now. So there's definitely been something that's been changed in the patch. I don't know what my gamma was beforehand, but yeah, beforehand this was like so dark you couldn't see crap. Let's go up a tiny little bit. We'll go to 2.45. Oops, 2.45 on it. See if that makes it a little bit easier to. Yeah, shadows are still super harsh. I'll have to see if anybody has mentioned anything about any changes on that. I know they're still working on it, but it actually looks worse than it did the other day for me. I put this in place. It was fixed in place a couple of days ago, but it definitely looks a lot worse in this patch. So they've definitely made some changes to it. Alright, so heading back up to this floor, gonna figure out the best place that we're gonna put a little hole in to bring those items up. And it's gonna be right about here-ish. It's gonna be kind of tight bringing it there. Because, yeah, the thing goes right about there. We'll have to bring it up here, but that's gonna be really damn tight. Crap. Yeah, I don't like this spot, because if we put it right here, it's going to kind of go through the rocks a little bit, and I don't want it to look that ugly. Because, yeah, you can see the thing right there. I mean, I guess we could bring it up through here. And you know what? In fact, I think I'm going to do that this way. I'm going to bring it up through here. It's still going to be a little bit tight, but it won't look as ridiculous. At least. Yeah, just going to have to do it that way. Let's take out one more of these foundations here. Ooh. Crap, this is really cutting it close. Okay, let's put one of these on the ground here. Try to eyeball this a little bit. Is that over enough? Yeah, that should be good enough. It's just enough to kind of make sure that this is going to... Now, of course, once I get this in place, I'll have to go up there and kind of move the height on this. This is just kind of eyeballing it. Probably the wrong height. It would be nice if it kind of like showed up against, like if it had like an indicator kind of going out horizontally to show you what items this is actually going to line up with, but unfortunately it doesn't have that. I mean, sure, we could use, a belt, put it on the inside of this, and then kind of try to run it over there, but that doesn't tell us whether it's actually even or not. I mean, from here, it looks like it's even. It could be even, it might not be. Who knows? We'll find out shortly. But we can run these screws around through here. This is super messy. I do not like this at all. But for the purposes of getting this up and going and ending the stream, I think we're going to. And then I will get that worked out for our next stream. Speaking of which, I will be streaming again on Saturday. 7 p.m. Pacific time, not specific time, but Pacific time. As of current, I will probably be playing Dyson Sphere program. I'm not sure yet. Maybe we'll do one more Satisfactory, and then it's really going to depend on how much I get done on my friend's project, whether I get it complete this week or not. But yeah. Let's see here. But I'm definitely itching to get back to some Dyson Sphere program. Definitely having some fun with that, but also having a lot of fun with this. So it's kind of tough to figure out my schedule for what games I want to play. I know, third world problems and all. Or first world problems. That sounds even worse, saying third world problems. Jesus, what is wrong with me? Yeah, first world problems. Oh my god, I can't figure out the schedule of the video game I want to play. Jesus, what is wrong with me? Oh my god. Anyway. Alright, so I think that should be up and going. Yeah, see, now that it's kind of like more daytime, it's a lot easier to kind of look around and see what's going on. When those lights are off during the day, it's not too bad to get around, but the night times are still just a tiny bit too harsh. I think that's something they still got to work on. Let's go out here and take a look and see how many of those are being produced. Now, while I'm working on my friend's project, I will probably just leave the server running for a few hours and just let it just go ahead and produce a bunch of, of those heavy modular frames, so we can just drop them directly into the to the research. And then after that, I'll have to get the computer production up and going. I think I have all the components here now for the computers. The plastic was the last thing that I was trying to get here. Yep, we're producing these now. Cool, great. I know that I have some overclocking we can do. Let's go ahead and do some overclocking. Get that really cranked up. Unfortunately, the overclocking only counts for the items as soon as they start being produced. I really wish... That's weird. I guess it's showing 10,000... I'm going to take a screenshot of that. 10,000% efficiency. That is not 10,000% efficiency. It's supposed to only be 100% efficiency, but yeah, that's definitely a bug. Anyway. So, yeah, I really should bring this up to the top floor. Because we're going to basically go ahead and end the stream, and I'm just going to let this thing run for a little while I work on my friend's project. More details on that later. But I'm just going to kind of go ahead and do the really lazy thing and just drop that into there right now. So, with that being said, I'm going to let this thing run for a little while and go ahead and have its thing. Thank you so much for joining me today. Let me switch over to OBS so I can do my outros and stuff. Sorry for the, the squished up kind of stream and stuff. I don't know what's up with that. I have to go ahead and fix that. I mean, it looks great in Streamlabs. Like, I swear I could show you a screenshot of it. It looks great. But then, as soon as I look on the actual stream, everything's completely squished. So I've got to figure out what's up with that. I don't know what's up with that. It's kind of driving me crazy. I really wish I could just get this solved once and for all. For some reason, Streamlabs keeps reverting settings. I know that they have that whole, cloud save, for settings, but the reality is things just revert randomly, and I don't know why, and it drives me absolutely crazy. What I should see on my stream, or my screen, for what the stream is supposed to show, that should be the same thing the stream shows. Otherwise, how would I know that this is a problem? I would never have known this. I would have kept streaming for weeks and been like, oh, this is great, perfect. And then have somebody complain and be like, crap. Anyway, thank you so much for stopping by, and I will be back here on Saturday. I hope to see you then. It'll either be Dyson Sphere program or it will be Satisfactory. Don't know yet. You'll just have to stay tuned and see what I do, But yes, please like, subscribe, share, follow, all the things, and I will see you next time. Bye, my unicorns. Bye.